What is going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today I just got done translating all of the information that just came out with the big maintenance patch for the game. So post it on Twitter if you want to go ahead and take a look here and read that, or go over to Twitter and you don't want to listen to my voice, that's completely fine. Go ahead, translated everything, passives, essays, leader skills, you name it. So all that fun stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at everything we're going to be getting. I like this layout page better just a little bit, so that's why I'm going to be personally using this right here. Again, I've already translated it all, so I know exactly what it says. And if you want to take a look at the English again, just go check out my Twitter. It's the big thread that you're seeing right now, and there's just tons of posts and pictures and everything with all of the information that you need. Plus, we'll be going over the World Tournament card, the 17, which Global you got already, so there was no need to translate something that was already in Global, so yeah. But anyway, so let's just go ahead and take a look at everything. By the way, as a kind of a side note, there are some... Hydrus was apparently looking through the files after the update came out, and there seems to be some stuff that's going towards that Ultimate Super Battle Road thing that we saw briefly mentioned in V-Jump, but we don't know when exactly that's coming out. We're assuming it's going to be for Saiyajin Day or Sand Day, essentially. So wait to hear back on that kind of stuff. We don't know officially if that will, when that's going to be released, or if it's even just going to simply be in the game, but it's not going to be released for, like, I don't know, 5 months or something like that. Maybe that's going to be like 350 million download celebration stuff. Again, I'm assuming it's going to be starting on the 18th because both Global and JP are going to be getting a joint Sand Day celebration. If you guys do not follow me over on Twitter, then if I can find the link real quick that I was looking at, that's all the users. So, here. So Global, there's going to be one of your Dokkan Now Volume 2 stuff on the 15th of the Pacific Standard Time at 10 p.m. I know late. I would have thought it'd been more earlier in the day. I'm pretty sure the first one was like that, but regardless, they're going to be showing off the new card, some of the new cards, I'm assuming. So again, this is coming to both Global and JP at the exact same time, which means you're going to be getting the Bardock Team free-to-play cards, not to mention the free-to-play LR. I've covered that in multiple videos already. Go and check that out if you want to. But regardless, let's take a look at everything that is coming out, okay? So we are getting the Awakens for the tech support units. Again, the Hellfighter 17 is already from a Global World Tournament. We're getting a new local ranking. This is the local ranking LR King Piccolo, okay, which does have a transformation. We're getting a new Dragon Ball card from Jackie Chung Full Power. It's actually a different name, so you can run him and the Int World Tournament leader. Say, for example, if you're trying to do the Hercule statue stage, you can do once a day. And then this Gohan is getting an awakening. I'm super happy about this Gohan. Now we just need that Great Saiyaman 2 STR guy to awaken next World Tournament, the tournament after that, whichever one it was when he came out. And I'll be super happy because both of these guys are amazing support units. Absolutely amazing. This Gohan, whew. Yeah, this dude's going on many, many teams for me personally. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, let's start with the tech units, the support units. So, if you happen to have these cards, I personally don't, but if you do, these are what they're going to be transformed or to awakening into. So, nothing's really changing in terms of links aside from getting rebirth and everything. But let's take a look at what they do because, I mean, for the most part, we know what these support units can do. It's just that we want to see what their super attacks are going to change into because sometimes they get double buffs or debuffs or however they want to do it, or they just get a really big upgrade to whatever they were doing beforehand. So, Cell is going to be Extreme Tech Types Key +4, stats up 120%. 12 key super attack is going to be Supreme Damage and an attack and defense greatly lowered on your enemies, okay? Then the passive skill is pretty much just like the Int Gohan, the Int Vegeta, all that stuff, right? It's just going to be Tech Types, Key +3, and then Extreme Tech Types get attack and defense up 50%. Randomly change one type of orbs to Tech Types that, excluding Tech Types, so obviously if there's some Tech orbs on the stage, they're not going to get changed, but some other random type will. And then for any orb that you obtain, attack and defense up 20%. It does not need to be tech orbs, obviously. It can just be any type of orb you want, and that's basically it, okay? Again, nothing else has changed in terms of categories or links or anything aside from gaining rebirth. TN is the exact opposite. Super Tech Types Key +4, stats up 120. Super Attack is exactly the same as Cell, actually. Supreme Damage and greatly lowers the enemy's attack and defense. So that's really good on the lowering the attack there. And then, again, he's the exact opposite to Super Types now. Tech types key +3. Super tech types attack and defense up 50%. Same thing with changing one random type orb to tech, and then for any orb that you obtain, attack and defense up 20%. All right. Okay, Hellfighter 17. Again, we've seen what this guy can do already. Causes supreme damage and lowers the enemy's attack. STR types key +3, stats up 50%. And then high chance of evading the enemy's attack, including super attack, which is nice. Android category allies attack plus 20% and defense up 10%. And I even double checked that here for the Japanese one. It's the exact same thing. High chance to dodge the enemy's attack. For anyone on your team that is an Android category ally, attack up 20%, defense up 10%. And then if you happen to also have teammates that are in the artificial life form category, then they also get attack up 20% and 10% defense. So if they happen to be both an artificial life form and an Android category type card, then they're going to be getting 40% attack and 20% defense. They are just throwing it in our face that we have not gotten a proper artificial life form category card. Come on. And we know we're not going to get that for the joint Sand Day with Global and JP. And April is supposed to be the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku for JP. So is Golden Week going to finally be the one that we need for artificial life form category? I know Baby's the category. I know the Cell Junior cards that came with the LR Cell and the LR Gohan 300 million download celebration. But what about a proper Dokkan Fest TUR artificial life form category? Where is it, Akatsuki? Come on. I want to see it. I want to see this, okay? Anyway, moving forward. Super Saiyan High School Gohan gets a Dokkan Awakening, okay? So he's going to be Super Types Key +2, stats up 60%. That's not bad for something like Battlefield, but again, you aren't really going to pay attention to that. Does Supreme Damage, medium chance to stun on him, and then he gets attack and defense up 58%, mitigates damage by 58%. That is really good for this type of card. Free to play, only a TUR. Yes, I am super excited for that. And Super Type Allies, Key +2, stats up 30%. Mwah. Perfect. Just what the dude needed, just what the doctor ordered for this awakening. That is what I'm talking about right there. Moving forward, he's a beast. There's no question about it. Moving forward, we're getting a Jackie Chung Max Power. Note the title, Max Power right here. So that means you can, again, run him with other Jackie Chung cards. There's not many, but hey, regardless. Physical types, Key +2, stats up 50%, supreme damage, and greatly lowers the enemy's defense. He just does a Kamehameha. That's basically it. Passive skill, when he super attacks, attack and defense up 130%, and Kamehameha category allies, Key +2, attack up 20%. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I don't think you're going to run him on like an official, like, hardcore, hard-hitting meta-type team, but that's a very good passive right there and a great support unit. Obviously, Kamehameha has a lot of other support category cards as always, so, you know, he's not going to be your first pick, I think, but if you happen to have him and you don't happen to have other cards, perfect support right there for you guys. Going to be very, very nice right there. All right, moving on to the big one. The last one is the LR King Piccolo. This is going to be your local tournament reward ranking prize, okay? So basically, as you guys know, you have your global ranking and your local ranking. So as long as you get into the top, usually it's top 100 for local ranking positions, you'll get at least one copy of this guy. If you hit first place, though, in your local ranking, generally you get 2 copies of this card, okay? In terms of how to awaken him, I'm going to assume it's World Tournament medals like always, but we'll have to wait and see. All right. Let's see what this guy does, because he does have a transformation. Okay, so obviously SSR, TUR, LR. Okay, leader skill, Conquest of Terror category, Key +3, stats up 120%. 12 key super attack, raise your defense for 1 turn, does colossal damage. 18 key super attack, greatly raise your defense for 1 turn, and does mega colossal damage. Okay, passive skill, for every orb that you obtain, attack plus 6,000. Okay, so they're still sticking with that flat passive stuff here for these World Tournament LRs. I know sometimes the flat passive can be actually good because it's big enough. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens when we start testing this guy out and when we get him through the World Tournament, which is this upcoming weekend. Because again, the Sand Day stuff is going to be starting the following week. It's already Monday here, Japan time. So this upcoming Friday, the World Tournament does start, okay? So anyway, so for every orb you obtain, attack up 6,000. Then, if you collect 5 orbs or more, you will mitigate damage by 50%. Okay, so that's just something like the STR EZA Cell and a lot of these other cards that have come out recently where if you actually collect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actual orbs, then you will do some effect, right? And for King Piccolo here, you're going to mitigate damage by 50%. Then, excluding tech orbs, change one type of orb randomly into tech orbs on the field. Okay, so again, very similar to how the new Cell and TN Awakenings will do the exact same thing, or any of those other support units will. And then when conditions are met, summon the Dragon Balls and become young again. Okay. Fine. Last part. I got a little bit of a headache because I haven't really eaten much today. Waiting for this stuff to drop. All right, King Piccolo when he's transformed. Oh, by the way, in order to get his transformation going, you have to do this after 7 turns. Okay, so he will transform in either one of 2 ways. Condition number 1, past 7 turns, he will transform. Condition number 2 is if you are facing off against a World Tournament, Seeker of the Dragon Balls, or a Dragon Ball category enemy, one of those 3 enemies, doesn't matter which one, then you will transform and the conditions will be met, okay? So 12 key super attack now becomes attack and defense up for 1 turn, does colossal damage, and when you do your 18 key super attack, then you greatly raise your attack and defense for 1 turn and do mega colossal damage. Passive skill. For every orb you obtain, attack up 6,666. Okay. Then from the moment you enter the battlefield, so this is the exact same thing that Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku has, even though it's Super Saiyan Blue Goku, but he's in Kaioken form, you get the idea. Basically, for the first 5 turns that you are on the field, you will mitigate damage automatically by 66%. Okay, so that's just, it doesn't matter how many orbs you collect or anything, he will mitigate damage by 66%. Then from the 6th turn on, you have to do that whole collect the 5 orbs thing that I mentioned above here beforehand in his pre-transformation state. So again, 6 turns afterwards, then collect 5 orbs or more, and you'll mitigate damage by 50% again. Okay. And he still has that, excluding tech orbs, change one type of orb randomly into tech orbs. So pretty good stuff right there. All right. And again, if it didn't obviously was clear, he is an extreme tech unit. So, changing tech orbs is going to be actually very helpful for his 18 key super attack. So yeah. And then, yeah, that's pretty much about it. If you haven't updated the game, then obviously you just go into the App Store or update your iOS first. Remember, I mentioned this in my video that I did with Truth, where we were talking about the cooler versus physical Beerus. But if you are on an iOS device, this doesn't really apply to Android users, but if you're on an iOS device that's running iOS 9 or less, or lower, I should say, then the game is officially not going to be supported anymore, okay, on your device. So you need to update your iOS, then you can update the game in terms of being if you're on an iPhone or an iPad, okay? All right, and with that, guys, we have officially gone through all of the data download stuff for the 9th of March. So there we go, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I am excited. I don't have either of these support units. They're kind of just whatever to me. I know a lot of people love the TN because it gets to be run with the LR Goku and Frieza. That's completely fine. The 17 is kind of whatever in my personal opinion. And then I think this guy's got some potential. We'll have to wait and see and test him out. And obviously these 2 cards down here are just going to be very good. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see exactly what's going to happen with this World Tournament, but let's hope that there's also some, skill orb prizes in there, some sticker prizes. I mean, they did mention that beforehand, so we'll have to wait and see, but it will start this Friday. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Hey everyone, what's going on? So I just have to kind of get some extra personal opinions out here. I will say that personally for me, I think the Gohan is my favorite awakening out of all these World Tournament cards so far. Or at least top one, easily, no problem. I'm definitely excited about getting that Jackie Chung full power, but the problem is he's going to be on the Dragon Ball ticket banner, so, your luck can vary there. It's going to be very hard to pull him probably, or you get super lucky and you do pull him, so we'll have to wait and see. In terms of the big one, the LR King Piccolo, I think he's a very good card. Again, a little disappointing that it's going to be a flat boost, but hey, generally because he's a orb changer himself, and 6,000 per no matter what orb you obtain. That can probably be pretty decent. And the fact that he mitigates damage by 50% or by 66%, depending on, if you're transformed or not, I think that's going to actually be very good. I think he's going to be a very, very good card. Again, obviously, he's kind of restricted to his categories he's going to be on. That's kind of seen there. But I do want to test him out on a Conquest of Terra category card. In terms of his transformation, yes, I'll say it now. 7 turns sucks. It does. 7 turns definitely sucks. It is nice that they at least give us other options in terms of what enemy you're facing. But in the long run, if you are not facing off against those particular enemies and you somehow do make the event go that long, then yeah, actually you will. I mean, on Legendary Goku events, you're going to see that transformation. On Infinite Dragon Ball History event, yes, you're going to see that transformation, no problem. Super Battle Road, I would say, is probably one of the few ones that you're probably not going to see it on. But, at the same time, you might, depending on what event you're playing against. Or because sometimes if you're doing something like, Extreme Super Battle Road, or if you're doing a different type of Battle Road that he can be on, and you will actually come across one of those enemies, he'll transform like that. So that's actually really nice because there's no turn restrictions on the category part, right? You can just enter the battle, and if you're facing off against one of those opponents, you're good to go. So I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, though. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I will see you all in the next one. John A.